So what is going on, guys? It's TheMightyDart13 back again, and this is my very late video for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, considering it's been about 3 weeks, I think. I'll be honest, as I've said this year, I've been struggling for motivation to do these videos. Just year 8 on has been pretty bad, to be fair, except for my channel in general at the moment, with not a lot of football content going on. But obviously this will be a case of just finishing up the playlist, so obviously I'll go through my moments of the season as well, and obviously any F1 news that has come up I will cover as well. Obviously a lot of the driver, obviously talking about like pre-season predictions and stuff like that, I'll obviously go through sort of as and when like it comes out, so obviously if I can make a video then I will. But one thing I want to say before we start is glad to hear that Sophia Flourish, who is a Formula 3 driver, I want to say Formula 2, one of those two formulas, who was in a horrific accident at Macau, is making a good recovery, so all the best to her. Obviously I'm like absolutely amazing to hear that she's doing fine. I mean, obviously it was a horrific crash, and to be fair, there were a few sort of things of she might not drive again. To be perfectly honest, I think it shows the structural integrity of the cars, the fact that she survived the crash, and all she had was, I think she was maybe had a couple of broken vertebrae, but nothing too serious. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But before the race started anyway, we had some comedy as Will Smith and Lewis Hamilton had a little banter session on Instagram. I've never used the word banter session before in my life, and that's just ugh. Basically, they acted out that Will Smith had tied Lewis to a chair and was just basically rolling with that before the race, and then overall it was just quite a funny thing to see. Obviously you don't see many people but doing that, but with Lewis being a sort of, I'd say the most sort of prolific person in F1 on social media, apart from maybe with teams when they sort of banter with each other. But during the race, of course, there was a threat of rain in Abu Dhabi, which was quite surprising. In fact, it started raining at the end of the race. I believe it was, you could see on a couple of the halo devices there was just rain, or like obviously water droplets flying back over it, which is always mad because you think of Abu Dhabi, you think sunshine, no rain, and obviously it rained. So, but onto the race itself, and heartbreak as Kimi Raikkonen ended up retiring from his final ever Ferrari race. Obviously he moves to Sauber for next season alongside Antonio Giovinazzi. There was a safety car obviously when this happened, so he ended up the safety car came out at the end of that one after Hulkenberg caught the side of Grosjean and was flipped upside down on the radio. Was like, guys help me, there's fire and I'm hanging like a cow, which was quite an entertaining thing, but at the same time it was quite a scary crash because he was literally, I mean, say that's the barrier, or that's the barrier, he was stuck like that, like he was literally stuck upside down, and obviously with the halo you can't sort of, it would have been a case of if he had done down his straps and dropped out, he would have smacked his head quite badly on the floor. You know, with a crash helmet, it's going to be one hell of a row. But looking down the order, with Valtteri Bottas finishing 5th, it again begs the question, with a driver like Esteban Ocon being available for next season, why have Mercedes gone with Bottas, who in his own right, fantastic driver, but is he up to standard of Mercedes? I personally don't think so. I think Ocon would have been the better bet, but I think Mercedes have done it because they want a nice quiet driver to sit there and in essence be a wingman. Even though they've said no, Valtteri is not a wingman, he's this, he's that, you know, he's never going to compete with Lewis. And I think, to be honest with you, that Mercedes should have gone, right, we'll take Ocon for this season. He's a great young driver. Obviously, before I would have said Pascal Wehrlein, he is no longer associated with the Mercedes program. Excuse me. And overall, I think it's just, next season will be very interesting to see if he can get back and challenge Lewis a bit more. To be honest, I hope he does. Renault are also looking good as well, potentially, but you never know. And once again, Verstappen and Ocon came together on the track and battled hard, and there was contact, but obviously Verstappen going on to finish in third. And obviously your retirements were Gasly, Ericsson, Ocon and Hulkenberg. So overall, not a bad race. Obviously, I didn't watch it. I didn't have a chance to watch it. I had a very busy sort of thing around, and I have since watched the highlights. But overall, not a bad race. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, the F1 season, I'd give it a 9 or 9 out of 10. It was such a good season in terms of racing, not just at the front with like Ferrari versus Mercedes, but you had Red Bull in there. Obviously, you had the battle with Sauber and Toro Rosso and Renault and all the guys down there. And obviously, there was one point at the end of the race, I've got to talk about this. Romain Grosjean comes over the radio and goes, "Oh, can I do donuts?" And he said, "The pit wall connector." No. He said, "Well, fuck you lot," and did it anyway. To be fair, he did actually look. You know he'd asked, so you know he's done it on purpose, but he did kind of look like he spun the car. Like, "Oh no, I've spun, I better do a donut to sort it out." One nice touch though was Vettel and Hamilton basically giving Alonso a guard of honour as they drove back round, and then on the main straight, or the pit straight I should say, because the main straight in Abu Dhabi is the big one at the back, all three of them doing donuts in time. And after the race, Hamilton and Vettel swapped helmets, which is a great touch from both of them. Obviously, Fernando Alonso's last race, gutted to see him go. It was supposedly his last race. He does have an option for 2021, I believe. Sorry, 2020, but I don't think he'll come back. I think he'll enjoy IndyCar and whatever else too much. But yeah, overall, sad to see Alonso go. I think Ricciardo did well to finish fourth in his Red Bull in his final race. And I think, to be honest, a lot of people were like, he's going to DNF, there's going to be a car issue, and he will just DNF. But that's my moment of the season. I'm going to say, to be honest, I'm probably going to go with Alonso topping a practice session, or topping one of the sessions earlier in the year, just because it was so out of the blue. I think driver of the season for me has to be between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, maybe Pierre Gasly. I'd say Leclerc just because he's going to Ferrari next year, and to be fair, he's had some outstanding drives. I was going to say worst driver of the year. I mean, because to be fair, they're all done pretty well. I'd have to say, it's harsh, but probably Hartley. Not had the best season. Bless him, but obviously he's not in Formula 1 next year. Then you've got my driver of the season. It'd have to be Verstappen. To be fair, any of Verstappen's things where he's done well, he's such a good driver. But yeah, overall, next season is going to be very interesting. Obviously, I don't know whether I'll be doing videos because, for one, the view rate on these videos is absolutely horrible. Like, my football vlogs get between sort of 30 and 100 views. These are getting 5 if I'm lucky, and this one will get basically bugger all, just because it is so late, and that's my fault. And also, I don't know if it's going to be on terrestrial telly next year, which is a bit of a problem. But overall, I don't know. Obviously, if you've got an opinion, leave it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Do you want these videos to carry on? But yeah, overall, looking alright. Guess all that's left to say is thank you for supporting these videos this season. I've enjoyed making them. I know I've lost motivation, but I can talk the hind legs off a donkey talking about Formula 1. It's one of my favourite sports behind football. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's watched the video, commented, given me some news, done whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and for this season, it's done. I'll see you in the next one.